Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Stay at Home Steam with Mrs. Nicholson. Today we're going to do an experiment called the Ivory soap souffle. And we know that Ivory soap is called the soap that floats, okay? And we're going to get into the reason behind that in just a moment. But as you're getting started with this, I want you to see maybe if you have different types of soap, see if they sink or float when you put them into water. That can kind of be your basis, and you can make some claims about why you think one soap would float over another type of soap. But anyway, let's get to our first part of our experiment. So when you're first testing out, we're gonna, right now I have a bar of Lever 2000, and then we have our Ivory soap. So I want you to see that when I put the Lever 2000 in, it sinks to the bottom of our water bowl. But when I put our Ivory soap in, it floats on the top, okay? So kind of a cool thing to see what happens then, the difference when we put it into a microwave. So to do this, you are going to cut up a bar of Ivory soap into 4 equal pieces and put it onto a microwave safe plate. Now, for this experiment, you need to make sure you get permission from your parents or have parent help when you are doing this. So we're going to take it over. We're going to see what happens. Before we do this, I'd like you guys to make your claim. What do you think is going to happen when we put the Ivory into the microwave? What's going to happen to the pieces? So once you've made your claim, then you can go ahead and continue the video. Okay, so we're going to take our Ivory soap and put it into our microwave. And you are going to make the setting have it cook on high for 1 minute. And while it is in there cooking, it is important that you keep an eye on it. You don't want to leave it for too long. But as you're watching, you will see what starts to happen. And we're going to get as best look as we can using the video camera through the microwave door. All right, as you can see, the pieces of the Ivory soap are beginning to change, and you'll see them start to get bigger and bigger and expand. And then and what's really cool about this too, you have a nice smell as this is happening as well. It kind of makes your house smell good. All right, you can see they're getting bigger and bigger as we go. All right, so once you have hit your time, we're going to open it up, and you can see that our Ivory soap has expanded and kind of made it very puffy. All right, it's kind of, think about when you put like a marshmallow into the microwave, which is something else you can try, but it is something that happens with the soap. That makes it pretty cool to watch, and you can still use it as well. So you can take pieces of it and wash your hands with it as well. Okay, so now you gotta wonder, what is it that actually makes Ivory soap float? And it actually is a mistake that happened in the Ivory soap factory back in 1890. The guy who was mixing the vat of soap to get it ready went to lunch and left his machine running. So during that time, more air was whipped into the mixture. And when they came back, they saw that it had almost doubled in size due to the air being mixed in. So they went ahead and made their batch, and the mistake actually ended up being something that the company used because people actually liked that their soap floated. So they went ahead and continued to use that process, and that is why Ivory soap has more air pockets, more air whipped into it, which allows it, when it gets warm, once it starts to warm up, the air pockets and the water expands, and so it begins to get bigger. So what I would like you guys to do is do a little bit more research and tell me what are some more reasons why this would happen. And it actually will also go along with what happens to, like, when popcorn is popping and stuff like that. So do a little bit more research on that to see how that does. But again, this is really cool. It has a really cool texture to it when you're done with it, and you can still use it. So I hope you guys give this one a try. It's a pretty easy one to do. All right, have a great day, and I look forward to seeing the next video.